Welcome to KH Horror Stories, where fear comes alive for every second. From eerie encounters to spine-tingling mysteries, each story is designed to pull you deeper into the darkness. Stay with us, if you dare. Put on your headphones for the best experience. I was staying at my grandmother's old house for the weekend while she spent the night with my aunt in town. The place sat way out in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by empty fields and woods so dark at night they looked like they swallowed the sky. I remember lying in the guest bed that night, restless and wide awake. No matter how much I shifted around, I couldn't get comfortable. Something just felt off. You know that weird feeling when nothing's technically wrong, but your gut keeps telling you otherwise? That's exactly how it felt. Eventually, I settled into a position and shut my eyes, trying to ignore it. The room was pitch black anyway, so dark I couldn't even make out the dresser across from the bed. For a moment, I started to drift. Then, knock, knock. My eyes shot open. It came from above me, the roof. I froze instantly. At first, I told myself it had to be something normal. A branch, maybe, or some kind of animal crawling around up there. But deep down, I knew that wasn't it. That sound had been too deliberate, too clean, too much like knuckles against wood. I lay there staring into the dark ceiling, trying not to breathe too loud. Who the hell would be on the roof? And why? If someone wanted to break in, why would they make noise first? Why warn me? That didn't make any sense. Monsters don't exist. Crazy people do, though. I thought about getting up and looking outside, maybe checking around the house. But the second that idea entered my head, I knew there was no way in hell I was doing that. So I stayed still. Maybe it would stop. Maybe whatever it was would think no one was home. Knock. Knock. Louder this time. Right above me. Okay. No. Definitely not a branch. My chest tightened. Maybe some idiot kids had come out here to mess around. But that didn't make sense either. Barely anyone even knew where my grandmother lived, and nobody drove down her road after dark. Still, it had to be something explainable. It had to be. They're outside, I whispered to myself. I'm inside. As long as they stay outside, I'm safe. Knock. Knock. Slow. Patient. Almost like whatever it was knew I was awake now. My throat went dry. I pulled the blanket tighter around me, even though I knew that was stupid. Like somehow a blanket was gonna save me if something came through that roof. I started crying before I even realized I was crying. Just little silent tears running down my face while I stared up into the dark. Monsters don't exist, I whispered. Monsters don't exist. Knock. Knock. I couldn't take it anymore. At that point, I figured seeing whatever was up there had to be better than lying there imagining it. So I got out of bed. My legs were shaking so bad I could barely stand. The knocking had stopped. That somehow made it worse. The whole house had gone dead silent. Then, creak. Above me. Not on the roof. Inside the house. My blood turned cold. Another creak. Slow footsteps. From the attic. Right over my head. I looked toward the hallway ceiling, toward the attic hatch, and my stomach dropped. was hanging open. Just slightly. I know for a fact it had been closed earlier. Then the hatch slowly lowered the rest of the way, and a pale face with huge black eyes peeked down through the darkness, smiling, watching me. It had been inside the house the whole time, and it was knocking on the roof from above my room. One day, a boy named Ethan was sitting in college doing math. It was 6 more minutes until his final class ended. As he worked on his assignment, something caught his eye. His desk was next to the window, and he turned to look at the grass outside. It looked like a picture. When class was over, he ran to the spot where he had seen it. He ran fast so no one else could grab it. His breath caught in his throat. The girl in the photo was beautiful, almost unnaturally so. She wore dark dungarees, polished black shoes, and a faint smile that somehow felt wrong the longer he looked at it. Her hand was raised in a peace sign beside her face. Ethan spent the rest of the evening asking people around campus if they knew her. Friends, classmates, even strangers. Every single one gave him the same answer. No. At home, he showed the picture to his older sister. She frowned. Never seen her before. That night, Ethan placed the photo on his bedside table before falling asleep. In the middle of the night, Ethan was awakened by a tap on his window. It sounded like nails tapping against the glass. He got scared. After the tapping, he heard a giggle. He saw a shadow near his window, so he got out of bed, walked toward it, opened the window, and followed the giggling. By the time he reached where it came from, it was gone. Only faint laughter echoed from somewhere outside. He opened the window and climbed out, chasing the sound into the darkness, but it vanished before he found anything. The next day, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about her. He asked neighbors, he asked his mother, he even posted the photo online. Nobody recognized the girl. That night, the tapping returned. This time, louder, more frantic. Ethan grabbed the photo and ran outside, following the sound of giggling through the empty street, into the fog, into the dark. Then, headlights exploded around him. Tires screamed. His body hit the pavement with a sickening crack. The photo slipped from his bloody hand. The driver stumbled from the car in panic, kneeling beside Ethan's broken body. But it was already too late. Then, he noticed the photograph lying near the curb. He picked it up, and his face went pale. The girl in the picture was still smiling. But now, she was holding up 3 fingers. The man who lives above you is the quiet type. Honestly, you feel kind of lucky to have someone like him upstairs. No loud footsteps, no furniture dragging late at night, nothing like that. It's actually a bit strange when you think about it. You never hear anything from above, not even those small random thumps you'd expect from someone just living normally. Even his TV or radio is always so low that it never really reaches you. Sometimes you catch yourself thinking, if you hadn't seen him once or twice, you'd probably assume no one lives up there at all. And after dealing with noisy neighbors before, this feels like a huge upgrade. He's a nice guy too. Within your first week, he comes by, introduces himself, and casually invites you over for dinner. Mentions he knows a bit about plumbing as well, just in case you ever need help. Which, honestly, isn't the worst thing considering how useless the building maintenance usually is. Still, nothing's ever completely perfect, right? When you turn him down the first time, saying you're busy and all that, he doesn't seem bothered. Not even a little. Just smiles, gives you his number, and says the offer's always there. The way he says it is calm.
maybe a bit too calm, but you don't think much of it then. A few days later, after a long and tiring day, you finally decide to take him up on it. You're just tired of eating the same quick, packaged stuff every night. You call him, not even sure if he's home. It's always so quiet up there. But he picks up almost instantly, like he was expecting it. He sounds pleased, tells you to come up, says he made too much food anyway. You head upstairs and step into his apartment. It's clean. Not just clean, like really clean. Almost to the point where it feels a little off. You think about your own place, how you've already managed to spill something on the carpet within days, and then you look around his, nothing. Not a mark. Not a single thing out of place. The food smells good though. Really good. And there's already a plate set for you. You didn't tell him when you'd come, but still, it's ready. You sit down, a bit surprised, but also kind of grateful, and start eating. Then, not long after, you start feeling weird. At first, it's small, just a little drowsy. You tell yourself it's probably because you're tired. That happens, right? But then your arms start feeling heavy. Your eyelids, too. You try to focus, but it's getting harder. Across from you, he's just sitting there, watching, smiling, the same way he always does. You try to stand, but your legs don't really cooperate. The chair shifts as you start slipping, and for a second, you think you're about to hit the floor. But you don't. He catches you. And the weirdest part? There's still no sound. Not from him, not from anything. Just that same silence you've noticed since the beginning. He lifts you like it's nothing and starts walking down the hallway. Slow, careful, quiet. Your thoughts are fading now. Everything getting distant, heavy. And somewhere in that last bit of awareness, one thing clicks in your mind. There's a reason you never hear anything from upstairs. And now, no one's going to hear anything at all.
Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this experience. Leave your suggestions in the comments and like and hit the subscribe button to help us grow.